This is your daily market review for Thursday, March 21st, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at XP Realty, aka the Trade Ninja, and this is your daily market review for Thursday, March 21st, 2024. Hopefully you're having a good day. Interesting day. The dynamics within the market are very, very confusing. For the average person, not surprised. However, again, if you think this is a car and you look under the hood, you should be concerned about a few things. However, doesn't necessarily mean today is the top. It feels very top-ish. The actions we talked about the Thursday after the FOMC meeting can be a big trap. And so let's get into the candles because they're going to paint a picture. And you let me know what you think. However, whatever you're doing, be careful, define your risk, have stops, whatever you need to do to be safe. Because in this market, nothing is certain. And if anything, to me, it's looking rather dangerous. However, let's let the evidence speak. Let me see, or just check out the video, see what you see, and then we can talk from there. New to the channel, check out the Discord room, link in the description below. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, let me know. Use the Calendly link below. Let's chat. Always here to help. Also follow the website, thetradingagent.com. Get your markets 5.5%. Use the promo code. Get your interactive brokers. And please recommend a reading. Check out the website. Well worth it. Also, here you go. All the educational videos on my website and on the YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. And also posting all the trades, all the things that I'm watching. Always on Twitter. Even if you're not a part of the Discord room, you can see what I'm posting. If you have any questions, please reach out. Again, Fed targets going into March. Obviously, that changed. We're going into May. Odds of a cut are starting to increase. I know the odds of one in July or June and July are starting to pick up. Why is that? If everything is so hot and heavy, great. Why are the odds of a rate cut still high? Bitcoin, talked about this, watching the 68,000 level. Let me refresh it, double check. Well, that's not Bitcoin. That is oil. Let me do that again. Sorry, I apologize for that. In the middle of recording. Watching, again, we talked about it breaking out, coming back, holding support. Be watching these levels around 67, 68,000. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Oil, we've been rallying. We talked about there's been huge short interest. Started kind of grinding up going into the last couple of weeks. It's been holding up pretty well. Natural gas, again, I love this trade down here. I don't think there's much downside. However, preface it, if the market does weaken, something does change, do not be surprised if natural gas has choppy, flat action. That's kind of what I would expect, worst case scenario. All right, let's get into it. Look at the dollar, just absolutely freaking ripping. Up 20 cents today, coming back up towards the highs. I would watch what happens when it hits this 100-day / up mid, I don't know, low 28s. Keep an eye on it. TLT, I mean, we talked about it holding the 92s. So far, so good. I talked about this yesterday in the day market review. Watch this candle, because this candle should be your reference point. If it goes higher, it should go higher. If it goes below, it should go lower. That's my opinion. The VIX, look at this. We talked about filling the gap. Look at that long-ass wick. Long-ass wick. And again, the market's closing here in a minute and change. It's worth keeping an eye on. VIVX and VIXN, look at this. I mean, we talked about these, right? Kind of finding their range lows again. Keep an eye on it, right? SPY going into the close. I'm watching the 10-minute again. People are absolutely taking opportunities to unload gently, quietly. But look at today's gap up. I mean, this is the candle you have to be very careful of. Because at the highs, tight action tells you something. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? You got to be careful, okay? Tight action all day. We've talked about how the down was with volume, the up was with light volume. Feels very trap-ish. QQQQ. There you go, right? Gaps up. Look at today's candle. Just keep an eye on it. All right. IWM popping today. Not surprised. It's been a little more oversold, but man, is it making a lower high? Again, just watch your levels. That's all you can do. DIA holding up pretty good. Man, wow, they are. All right. SPY is low of the day as we speak. DIA popping up. Popping up. Here you go, the SPY. Look at the candle. I mean, again, it's not big, but it's just the low of the day. It's curious to see how it holds up. India, got to give it credit what credit's due, holding up pretty well. We know the Q's popped on Micron's earnings. Not surprised, right? Not surprised. Do what you got to do. Here, look at gold. This makes me suspect of this action. Look at this. Pops up, outside reversal, and then closes basically flat. You got to be nervous if you're in metals. Again, we've talked about it seeming like Bitcoin. This isn't the risk-on trade at this point, in my opinion. You got to be careful because the Feds have not pivoted. Silver, man, that's not what you want to see. You want to see this breaking out over the 23s and change, and it just gave it right back. GDX, talked about I don't trust the miners, closed low at the day. Look at that outside bar, gives it all back. GDXJ, same thing, pops up, gives it all back. AEM, holding up pretty well, but it's just, range highs. Doji, I got to be nervous. AG, talked about these popping, right? Gives it back. Newmont, pops, same thing. All of them look the same at the open up. Man, you got maybe a double little top near term pass. Opens high, closes low. I'm telling you, miners, if there becomes a credit issue, because again, I've said this a million times, I think that's the only way the Feds get out of this. It's like the only way you kill inflation was a credit issue. Just keep an eye on metals, just keep an eye on them. Taiwan Semi, again, look at this. Gaps up, close at the low of the day. Micron, here are their earnings. Whatever you wanted to find them, but look at this action. Opens high, sells all day. We'll see. AMD, red. This thing should be green, right? Nope. Opens high, closes low. NVDA keeps getting stuck. We say watch the levels around upper 920s. Look at that. Hits it again. Doink. SMCI said watch these levels. Posted this today. I'd be watching the 20-day and near 1,000. Not surprised it's round. Again, market holding up. It's going to hold up. Intellectual property. This thing's been dogging so hard. It broke out of its channel. It's been going nowhere. SMH pops this morning. This is nothing. No follow through. Adobe, right? We talked about this one popping. On a day where it should be up, no good. Speaking of should be up, Apple, the fruit, DOJ coming after them for anti-competitive stuff. That's not a candle that I was expecting to see. I honestly thought we'd get up to 180. Look at that. Gaps down and then just keeps going. Amazon, chopping around, pops up. These bars are just fugly, y'all. You got to be careful up here. Meta, but someone will say, oh, it's bullish. We'll keep going high. All right, we'll see what happens. Gaps up, closes low. CRM pops up. Little Doge action. Guggenheim, I was watching Google all day. I'm like, why is this red? No love. Microsoft. This is one that we talked about should be breaking out. But here, watch the doji. So there's this thing called a doji sandwich. Watch tomorrow's action. That's the direction I would be looking for. NDAQ, we talk about dropping, popping, chopping. Look at today's wick again. Look at the volume up here. And MSTR, check this out, right? Look at this. Gaps up. Test this level. Gives it all right back. If you're trading this stuff, that's where the money is at. Again, longer term, if Bitcoin goes higher, obviously this can go significantly higher. But near term, with Bitcoin tracking in a choppy range, it's a great trading vehicle. Netflix, surprise, this thing is down. Opens up, closes down $5. Roblox, no one's get out of this thing's way. It's just chopping around. Pan W, here you go, another one. Really want to see this thing break out, get over the 20-day. If it's bullish. Tesla, talked about this one. Look at this, pops, closes down a couple points. A lot of anomalies. Here you go, Airbnb, holding up at the highs. Got to give it credit where credit's due. Interesting close, though. It closed right at where it needed to close over. Kind of a sneaky sucker. Costco hits the 20-day, and Doji's at it. Is that a bull trap? Starbucks, we talked about dead cat bouncing, chopping around, but it pops and gives it all back, goes red. FedEx held up pretty damn well today. We talked about watching this range. Now you're up into it. Caterpillar, holding up really darn well, right? This is pretty parabolic for them. We'll see what happens. Nucor, channel highs, just keeping on X. We talked about this not getting bought out, right? But actually, at some point, someone has desire for this company. We'll see. VALE, nothing. I guess a little bounce. Arrow stuck here in the 19s. When you zoom out, you go, all right, well, that looks okay, but it really needs to get over this level. It's been just stomping around on it. CCJ, holding the 200-day, the 40 area. So far, I'd be watching the range from 44 to 39. It could be stuck after a big move. Just keep that in mind, so don't get too excited. CF, we like ag long term, but these names have been just chopping around. Nothing to get too excited about. Mosaic, NTR, same thing. Aaron, here you go. Man, it's just, I don't know, weird. A lot of weirdness today. Then you see like the XLF pop. Look at this. You're like, okay, huh? Okay, keep an eye on it. I mean, JP Mo said stay out of the way of this one. This one's been kind of cranking. Are these moves sustainable? No. Morgan Stanley holding up the highs. Got to give Bank of America credit for holding up. Talked about Goldman Sachs needed to get over the 395. Look at this action. I mean, I've seen this before, and just this is where you got to be careful. Is this a breakout or is this a trap? Because I was watching the 10-minute on this all day. Look at this. I mean, it rallies up all in the morning, and it's just nothing. Somebody was using the afternoon to distribute. Carry, here we talked about this one popping up to the 50 area. Look at this. All right, nice little wick. Same kind of thing. Pops in the morning and then has no follow through the day. XBI, here's another one like risk on. Hits the 20, back tests the trend, gives it all back, closes 3 cents off the low of the day. I mean, there's a lot of anomalies in here. It's just be careful. Solar, here you go. This stuff's been dead, chopping around. ENPH, chopping around. First Solar. I mean, your guess is good as mine near term. I want to see this channel break, and then it should just flow. HYG, again, corporate debt. Who would in their mind be behind buying up here? Like hits that fib again, backs off. Oil, everyone talking about recession now, and it's like, all right, well, that's how they get oil down. We'll see what happens. UNG, I mean, I don't like this product. I talked about this flopping around. I told you KOLD is the short. If you get it on major pops, talked about it would pop up into this 150s. It looks ripe. XOP, talked about getting up here in the 150 plus. This could be resistance near term. You've had a nice run. Keep an eye on that. ExxonMobil, same kind of thing. Once it held, started rallying, here you go. Next resistance. Just keep an eye on this stuff. CVE, we like this one because it broke the downtrend. Give Jay Solstice credit. He's found this one. Seems to be holding up pretty dang well. Valero, and this has got to drive the Feds nuts, right? If you're Jay Powell, like look at the gasoline stocks. I mean, that's just blowing out. NPC, strong. I mean, it said do not step in front of these suckers. Occidental, look at this, right? Big choppy range. I mean, it should get up into the 65, 66 range. If it doesn't, that's just kind of curious, kind of confusing at the same time, right? EQT, we like this one in time. I think, again, the buying midstream partners drops on heavy volume, and then it seems to be getting stuck around here. Somebody seems to be doing a little bit of work. Flex LNG, last but not least. There you go. I mean, again, I like the idea of natural gas exportation over time because it's plenty, it's abundant. Nothing really wrong with it. But again, 8% dividend. I mean, just let it play out. I mean, I think it might be at 11% now. Wow, that's an impressive dividend. So, again, if you got any questions about the market, you're thinking, all right, well, what do I need to do near term? Again, a lot of people ask a lot of questions, and it's, again, the more you're up, the less you're own. You got to be careful. The idea that somehow we can sustain this in a straight line move, I mean, you need the Feds to go full liquidity bore. And it's interesting because you're seeing leaders not lead anymore. You're seeing certain chip names starting to get stuck. You see like a name like Micron gap up on its earnings and like looks like it's leading, but then it gives it like, it literally opens high, closes low. I mean, that's a red flag. You got a lot of things in the economy that I'm seeing that are slowing like off a cliff. I mean, I think half the states in the country right now have negative GDP growth, which is interesting because 3% GDP growth, it's literally all coming from government spending. How long is that sustainable? Your guess is good as mine. And also too, so pay attention to the real estate market. Got some listings coming up, got some things going on with that. I apologize, I've been a little busy. And so if you need help with that, do not hesitate to reach out. There's a lot of folks who are looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate. Let me know, I can help. I've been trying to help people out for years on this stuff. And that's the thing. It's the whole point of making real money in the markets and buying passive income assets. I know interest rates are a little higher than you want, but here's the thing. That's where you find a good agent. You do the work. You can find the ROIs, because I think if you're set up properly, what you'll find is that at some point when the market corrects, that's when it's time. And so if you don't have this all set up in your mind, you don't have your LLCs set up, you don't have a great lender you're working with, you're not working with an agent who's sending you properties, maybe you're working with an agent that's finding you off-market properties. There's so many potential like ideas out there that you can run with. I'd love to put you in touch with someone that can help you with that because, again, you'll get 2 agents for the price of 1, there to help always. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Going into Friday, 22nd. I mean, even next week, historically, it says on the Stock Traders Almanac, historically, market is weak later in March. It's like a post-earnings hangover. So that's what I'll be paying attention to. So if you have any questions, drop a line in the Discord room, leave a comment below. I appreciate all the likes, support, and generous donations. You guys are the best. Talk to you later.